All right. Welcome back to the Harmonic Trading Club. A rare Sunday live video, but I couldn't help it. So, you guys have heard me talking about the sectors and how different assets rotate inside of sectors, whether it's the tech sector, the energy sector. We haven't done finance yet. You guys are going to love that. But in this case, we're going to talk a little bit more about the crypto sector. So, last week, you guys saw the Bullish Cypher video failed and slowing down the free fall of that distribution that was taking place. That was for Bitcoin. And Solana, since it's in the crypto sector, happens to be doing the same exact thing. So this one will probably be short because we're just going to walk through it real quick, but then we're just going to key in and tighten it up so we can, talk a little bit about what we can expect. Not what's going to happen, but what we can expect and how to ease traders and kind of slow them down as a lot of people have been fear mongered into this being the end of the world, especially for crypto with major sell-offs, etc., whatever they're going to say on the news. But that being said, let's get into it. You can see what we're dealing with right here. As I stated, it's pretty much the same thing that Bitcoin is doing. It has completed an advanced cipher pattern, bullish, of course, and we'll talk about the probability and what we need to do, what we need to wait for, just to kind of set our own expectations. So, in case your reticular has not been trained enough, hopefully over these times it is getting stronger and you're starting to see, of course, this is the market we're working inside of. I'll leave the box there. And I'm not going to walk through the rules of engagement. Actually, I am on this one. So, because it's really about identifying advanced patterns and identifying harmonic patterns. So I'll go ahead and throw this one in here just for a treat. So identifying the first impulse for a cipher, swing low to swing high right here. And we'll talk this one out. Okay, so the rules of engagement stipulate that the B leg, okay, the B leg on a cipher is valid with a minimum of a 382 or 38.2% retracement of X to A, or the impulse, okay? So XA, B is valid as long as you hit the 38% or 382. And then we'd be looking for our C leg, validating our C leg. Our C leg is a 127 extension, okay, at the minimum, 127 extension of X to A. We'll come back. Now, there is a filter on it, and I do talk about this in the Academy playlist on the Cypher training. The minimum is that price action must reach the 127 at minimum. It can go as high as the 1414, but cannot close beyond the 1414. So I'm doing this to show you valid versus invalid, which I need to do a lot more because it's important that you only trade valid patterns. And if a pattern is invalid, either throw it in the trash or go look inside and see if maybe you can find something else. But so knowing that you must touch the 127, you can go as high as the 1414, but cannot close beyond the 1414, which would invalidate it. Valid C leg there. Okay. The next thing we would do on the cipher pattern is look at the completion, the D leg, the potential reversal zone where you can expect price to reverse. Advanced patterns are counter trend trade techniques, but it's very good when you can find them inside of trend. So the D leg completion is measuring the whole entire left side of the price action, and that would be from X to C, your C that you found valid. Otherwise, there would have been no reason to keep drawing. If one of the points, if you didn't have the 382 or 38% there, you would have just scrapped it a long time ago. If you did not hit the 127, you would have scrapped it, because since both of them are good, that tells you keep going. D is a 786 retracement of X to C at the top. And I'm going to come in closer. If you notice, our cipher pattern is filled on Solana just like it is on Bitcoin. And then, of course, price rejected there. Some institutional money coming in. Something is happening for price action to suck all the way back up from 67 and then close at 86. That was last week, February 2nd through February 9th. Here's the current week right here. I'm sorry. This was January 24th through February 2nd. This current week was the 2nd through the 9th. Or am I getting my days mixed up? This is the current week right here. Today is day one. Notice there's 7 days left in it. Yeah, there's 7 days left in it. So it's also a green doji, meaning some decisions are being made. Okay, so why don't we just stop real fast and go put his body on here so you can see, maybe that'll just make it make sense. And then we'll start looking at the other time frames. I can get rid of this guy. I don't need him anymore. And I'll get rid of the box. We don't need him anymore. And I'll get rid of the 1414. I don't need him anymore. 127. And I don't need the, I'll take him all the way out. Don't need those anymore. Okay. So just the 127 and the 786. And let's drop his body on here. X to A to B, B to C, and C to D. And that bad boy filled. And this is the other thing that I teach is, this is only the area of interest. This is only the area to really start slowing down and looking to see, like, okay, what's going on here? What's happening? Nothing is guaranteed. I just want to come back to the day real quick, and I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. I want the measurements to be aligned right so that the D-leg completion is exactly on 78.6%. So I come in one time frame down just to get a closer look off of the trading time frame. That matters. I've talked about that on some other videos too. So now, oh, we're on 786 on the dot too. I'll make the font bigger so you can see it. Okay, so that's our 786 completion fill for D. Now, mind you, I said that some decisions were being made, okay? Things are happening when you come off the week to the day. And now you can see it. It used this pattern to fill, react, come down, retest it, which is good, okay? Showing some signs of support, all right? So fill, react, structure, support, not necessarily enough conviction to make this thing turn because it's too early for that. Remember, we're going to get to that. But then a retest of there is good. A retest in that section is showing that that just might be enough. I'm not really suggesting that. I'm just going off of what the chart is telling me. Okay, then a little 3-bar sequence in here. Here's a candle, not really engulfing. These are engulfings, but a candle, a doji, a candle taking it out to help. We're just walking through it to help lift it to where it is right now. But that's probably gonna, I don't know if that's it or not. But so we wanted to go in close to the area of interest at the fill and talk about what we see. So we've done that part. Now here's where we get good. We'll just come back just to the month, just to see that one more time. Okay, that rejection candle come up, green doji so far. Let me take him out. I wouldn't call that a doji. It's kind of like hard. That one's like in the middle. A little bit of hammer, a little bit of doji, a little bit of dragonfly, stuff like that. But what we really have to do is here. Here's where the real lesson is. Because on the month, on our monthly chart, although our beautiful cipher is filled, it's just a fill. Okay. And on the month, we're not oversold yet. So we can't tell which one is driving. We can't tell if the month is driving, or we can't tell if that little day 4 hour is driving, where we saw the support being formed, that little double bottom retest, that rejection of those levels down there. We can't tell yet, because if the month is driving, then price can continue to come down into that area. And now, if you see, there's 13 days left in the month of February. So I guess what I was really trying to get at in this part of it is it's too early to tell. That's why I titled, well, on the thumbnail title says, "Are we done yet?" So that no one is prematurely gauging what's going to happen, or no one is front running saying that, oh, the fall is over. How efficient is probing? It depends. Sometimes probing can act strictly as a rejection. Sometimes it's just a probe like that, just a probe into it. But on this case here, larger time frame, I would suggest that that probe is not done yet. Okay, in terms of the low, I do believe this is what I believe. I do believe that we did hit the low. Okay, that's that $67.50. I do believe that that's the low. That's just my belief on it. But again, nothing is for certain, and here's why: because once we're done with February, 13 days, right? 13 days. Once we're done, we don't know. This is where we want to get out of that phase of thinking that we know everything. We don't know what March's candle is going to do. Okay? March's candle could be another bear candle. We don't know. What I would hope to see here is for maybe the February candle, where we are now, to finish somewhere, the March candle to be the one. Okay, so we would be 43 days out for the March candle to be the one to say, okay, that's it, and then start getting a reaction off this cipher. Hopefully, in the form of a doji. We don't know. So the purpose of this video is to slow us down. This could take us a couple more weeks, okay, in the form of a doji. March, April, and then May's candle closing above April's. This is what we would like to see. And if something like that happened, then I'd say, okay, now we're done. Now we are in the clear. Okay. And if that were to be the sequence, because we're just simply not, at least for February, there's 13 days left. Okay. If that were the case, then I would say grab your retracement tool, measure from C to whatever the low is, and look at your two primary targets, 38% and 61% on the way back up. Okay, so that's how I would look at Solana. But it being filled right now, that doesn't really matter, at least to me. Some people, a lot more aggressive. The pricing is good. See, the thing about Solana is you can get this thing, in the 80s right now, or it'd be even better if you could, get it in the 60s. But if you can get it in the 80s, and no matter what, if there's a turn, you're going to get 2.5 times your money. That's the good thing about it. Let's see if I'm right on that. Let's say that were to happen, and we were to get a 618 retracement. Oh, it's way more than that. It's way more than that. It's 7 times your money. What was I thinking? 7 times your money, 7-1. So, what we really want to do is, especially on things like Bitcoin, it's very easy to jump the gun on these. That I can tell you. Bitcoin, same type of thing. The correction on Bitcoin, if it goes deeper, right, then let's say it blows through the cipher. It's really not blowing through it. The cipher would still be a winner. It wouldn't be a failed cipher. But what if there's a 618 retracement of the low to the high, and that the 786 retracement from the X to C leg weren't good enough? So let's just come back on Bitcoin. Let's just come back real quick. We don't want to switch to Bitcoin. This was about Solana. And I'll just use the same talking points, okay? So Bitcoin came, used a wick to fill, probe, rejection, not necessarily conviction, because we're on the week. It's got a long way, lot more to go on the month. But the thing about Bitcoin is, let me come a little bit closer. What's even more convincing about Bitcoin is that once its D-leg was completed, that potential reversals on, it actually started, here's the difference, and Bitcoin is the leader in the sector, so this is going to make even more sense, but it actually started to consolidate. And as it starts to consolidate, because of course I do track all the movements, it started throwing harmonics. It started throwing advanced patterns. So started off with a bullish butterfly that reacted, and while it was doing the bullish butterfly, the red one, he did a bear cipher that reacted, of course. Okay, so those don't understand, Now you actually got to see one in real time in a combo, a package together. The butterfly came up once he was done and exhausted, overbought, bearish divergence, and also filling a cipher. Yeah, you're gonna get a reaction off that. Okay, that's why I love advanced patterns and harmonic patterns so much. So as long as Bitcoin is consolidating, the rest of the patterns will be consolidating. I'm sorry, the rest of the assets inside of that sector, the crypto sector, should be consolidating too. So what this part does is it allows us to slow down and come in and see what's actually happening. So we won't be driven crazy by what we're hearing out there in the news. You can come in and see that yes, Bitcoin, at least for now in the interim, did find support and started consolidating. I don't know if I can say the same thing for Solana, which we should be able to. Yes, we can. Okay. Oops. Yeah, we can say the same thing about Solana. Let me get rid of that little support stuff that I did. It's not an advanced pattern, but there's some structure that was created there, and the structure was respected. It is a retest. It is basically a double bottom. Okay. The only thing that's missing inside of Solana is the advanced pattern. So it's not I tried to, I don't know if, no, there's no. So like how Bitcoin had the combination in there, the butterfly and the cipher, Solana doesn't have that. But Solana does have a double bottom retest, and at least on the 4 hour, not saying how much it means, it does have a break and close taking out the previous structure. That's very significant. Okay. Violating that, getting that new high, even if it's on the 4 hour, it means something. Okay. Not saying that this area here that it violated is going to become support, but that's significant. So even though it's doing something completely well, and you still got the reaction in the last 10 hours too, two red candles, the same as we have on Bitcoin, but that does mean something. So he didn't throw a whole bunch of advanced patterns or harmonics like Bitcoin did, but he's still kind of doing its own thing with supporting that area. And at this point, you could still say the same thing, now consolidating, at least if it's just for right now. Kind of slow us down, bring us down off of what the media is trying to do to us. It's a crypto crash. For all you know, that alleged crypto crash ended February 5th. For right now, February 5th. Today is February 15th. So they're still talking to you potentially about something that ended 10 days ago. Okay, take that into consideration. If that were the case, it was it absolutely horrific distribution on all crypto assets. But that ended so that you'll know for your own peace of mind and sake of your sanity that ended February 5th. Today's February 15th. So, this was a fun one. You know, we got to tie those two together and kind of move back into talking about sectors. And of course, it's always going to be fun when we can get it down harmonically. But I do teach everything that I talked about in this video inside of the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist. I would suggest that you not jump straight into module 5 where the advanced patterns are. You really need to understand all the other things that I teach about structure analysis end to end before you even start thinking of dealing with advanced pattern recognition and harmonics. Yes, they're cute. Yes, they're fun. Yes, they are high performing at times, especially when you know how to deal with them. People think that they don't work because they don't really know how to deal with them. They don't know how to trade them. You have people out here trying to trade harmonic patterns that don't know how to trade harmonic patterns, that don't know when to walk away from an invalid pattern, that don't know when it's time to actually trade, that don't know when there's enough accumulation, conviction there. And then they get smoked because the structure wasn't right, it wasn't right, and then they come back and say harmonic patterns don't work. Well, if you follow my channel, you will know that harmonic patterns do work. It's just more to it than people think. So yes, you do need all the components. You need to understand Fibonacci. You need a strong understanding of market structure. You do actually need to understand some of the other classic chart patterns before you jump into the advanced stuff like advanced pattern recognition and harmonic patterns. That being said, I should ask that you guys hit the like button. Please hit the like button and share this with a crypto trader that you know or someone that's really trying to introduce themselves to the financial markets and trading. Of course, my courses these strategies, structure analysis cover everything. It doesn't matter. People ask questions. Where can you use these at? Everything, stocks, crypto, gold, silver, indices. It doesn't matter because the market moves harmonically, whether you like it, hate it, understand it, respect it, agree with it, or not. So, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when the most amazing technical breakdowns on YouTube are released. That being said, you guys be good. Take care of yourself in the market, and I will see you on the next video.